Okay, this camera like has super low memory apparently, so I have to like keep deleting things to make this work. But anyway, so I go back third time, baby's in a bad position, and he just keeps telling me what a horrible position this child's in. And he just says like, I can't do this, I can't do it, I can't see anything, I can't do my job, I can't do this, I can't do it with the bad position. And I was like, okay, is this normal? And he said, no, it's not normal. No, it's not normal. And so I'm like, okay, well, like, this isn't a pregnancy. Like, I'm not gonna get my hopes up, I'm gonna miscarry. Like, I just was nervous. I was so nervous. And so I just like keep telling my family, he just keeps saying it's a bad position. So then he tells me to come back a third day. So I have already been in there 4 times trying to see this, to get this scan done. 4 times, and he tells me to come back another day. So I come back, and thankfully, well, not even thankfully, Zach had like 20 minutes to be there, and then he had to go to practice. And so Zach comes in, I was like way more comfortable with him there, kind of like, okay, maybe Zach can understand where he's coming from, maybe he can understand what he's trying to say, but again, we don't know, we've never done this before. So we go back in, and he's like, there's your baby, and Zach was super excited to see our little baby, and he would never play the heart, like do the heart rate anytime, which really concerned me as well, because and that's why he's saying he couldn't see the heart. He couldn't see the heart. And so I was just like, well, like, then I miscarried, right? So I was just like, play the stinking heart. Like, I've watched lots of videos where they listen to the heart. Like, can I hear the heartbeat if there is one? And so, Zach's like, then Zach finally is asking questions too, because I wasn't getting answers. And then he shows us the head. He's like, no brain, no brain, no brain. And we were like, is that bad? That doesn't sound like a good thing. He's like, oh, too early for brain. We're like, okay. And the baby, Zach had to leave during that, and I think I had to go out again one more time and then come back in. And the baby honestly looked like it was in the same exact position, but he was able to see the heart. Everything looked good. Everything was measuring. Like, we saw a little hand. And honestly, I can never really see what is on these ultrasounds. He's not like, in his English, luckily I know anatomy. So he was telling me like, here's the humerus, here's the femur, here's the abdomen. You don't really need to know anatomy, but like, I knew what body part what bone went to which. And he's telling me, here's the parietal lobe, stuff like that. So, but even sometimes he would say things where he didn't mean it, obviously. But like, they call spine a spin. Like, here's a spin. And so, luckily, he got it done. And I was like, whew. So, bad position just means you can't do the scan. That's all that means. My baby's okay, because he told me everything looked good, and it was showing me a bunch of numbers, and didn't know what any of it meant, but he was like, okay, you're good. We got pictures, and then I didn't pay for one visit, except the first time for blood work, but I haven't paid for one visit, so I don't know what that's about, if he was just like, felt bad for me or what, but they didn't charge me for one visit, and I'm not on an insurance thing, like, I just pay out of pocket every time. So, luckily I got all that free. So if you're watching, sorry. Didn't know. I went to the front, but they're like, where's your ticket? And I said, he didn't give me one. Like, okay, you're good then. So got all those free. That was nice. But there's more to the story. One of my biggest pet peeves about people's videos is when they like have different hair all the time, and throughout this you're gonna see my hair be like 20,000 different ways because I've had to pause this, import stuff just to make this precious video. But anyway, I think we should be good for a while. So anyway, that was my very first scan, and I don't know about you after hearing that, but I was honestly terrified of this human being, this man. So then my next doctor's appointment, he was like, I heard you had to come back a lot. Are you okay? Are you like mad or anything? And what am I gonna say to this doctor? Like, yeah, I'm furious. How could I, like, that doctor's scary. And Zach was with me. Zach's always with me with like my doctor's appointments, but I would rather him be there for my ultrasound guy because my doctor is actually pretty nice. And my doctor's visits are like super short and they're in and out and kind of like, yep, you look good. After we left that appointment, Zach was like, how come you told him that you weren't mad? I was like, well, what is he gonna do? There's nothing he's gonna do. So he's like, I've been hearing about it for weeks. How annoyed you were. I may be a complainer, you know. It's just my nature. I'm working on it. But so again with the pant thing, well, before there was another time where I went to the doctor and the doctor was doing like a little, his ultrasound machine isn't as high tech as this other guy's, and you can't really get a good picture, but he was like, it looks like it's a boy, but I'm not going to confirm that because it's not very clear. And so Zach heard, because Zach never comes when I'm being examined by my doctor. He never like goes around the curtain. And so Zach heard the heartbeat, and so he walked around and he was like, I was just like, oh, there's the baby. And he kind of goes away quickly. And after the appointment, he's like, I didn't know you were going to be like in your examination position. And that was kind of shocking. I didn't know he was going to make you keep your pants off for that part. Just like, well, he just blows into everything. So that was I could just see his face like, what's going on here? So that was another funny thing. And then I just had another scan this past week with the scary doctor. And I can never say his name, like Dr. Winowski, something like that. I'm sorry. I don't like my hair like this. You know, it's just gonna happen. It's just gonna lay like this. So I go in on, I don't know, one day, and the baby, and this time Zach was able to come to the appointment. My prayers consisted of, please bless that this child will be in a good position for this doctor because I don't want to go back to him. That's what my prayers were, because apparently my child doesn't like being in a good position. And so go in there, I eat, sugar, and I'm looking up every trick of the book to be like, I want this to work. So as soon as he puts the probe on, he's like, it's a boy, and he confirms it. But he didn't, I honestly said that way more excitedly than he did. He was like, it's a boy. I was just, okay. He didn't ask, like, do you want to know? Do you not want to know? he continues, and he does this laugh. I'm not going to miss this laugh at all. It's the most, and he goes, like, does that all the time. Zach loves it. Zach's like, this doctor's hilarious. I'm like, stop laughing. Like, what do I do? What do you want me to do? And yeah, darn child or darn son. So the baby was not on its back, because apparently this boy doesn't want to be on its back. He likes swimming around. He likes doing his own thing, making his own way, where the doctor couldn't see his face. You could see everything else. I could see the spine perfectly. I could see his ribs. He showed us where the heart was. You could see the heart beating. Again, he never once puts up the heartbeat, and it drives me nuts. And I'm honestly, this probably isn't good, and shows my lack of knowledge and experience, and makes me feel like I'm not going to be a good mother, because I just am terrified to ask questions to this doctor, because we don't understand each other well. And so I'm just like, yeah. So he's like, go out. So we go out, and they give to wipe. I don't know who's had an ultrasound or not, but they squirt a ton of stuff on there, which is, I'm not complaining about that, but he like basically takes my pants off to do this, and like is shoving just a paper towel down, and then to wipe it, like gives me this, like, here, wipe it off. Are you kidding me? I can't wipe all this stuff off with one little paper towel. I need like 20, and he just expects me to be off that table and out that door. And so like I have jelly, like ultrasound jelly all over me. And so we go out, and more people go in, get examined, and then he's like, go have coffee, go have tea. I'm like, well, I don't drink those, but luckily I had a candy in my purse. So I eat the candy. I go and have, I think, 6 cups of cold water, because I heard that was something. I'm not going to the bathroom because I heard that was something. So I'm like dying. I need to pee so bad. And I'm jumping. I'm like massaging my stomach, like, come on, child, please move. And I know he's still in a bad position, because I can feel him kicking like down, not up, where like if he was laying on his back, I could feel it up here, but like I can feel it down here. I'm like, I just really care that this child's alive. So examine the heart. You can see his arms, you can see his legs, you can see his stomach, you can see everything but his face, because he was like hanging upside down. And so then he says, come back on Friday. We go in, and this time he's like, you can for sure not see his face. He's super turned, and the doctor does his awful laugh that Zach loves, and he's just like, fine. Then he's like, there's the bone, there's this, there's the abdomen, and he can't see the heart or the face this time, which he's like, I can't tell you because I don't see it. Which I'm like, why didn't you do this last time? Because last time all we couldn't see was the face. And honestly, like, as much as I'd love to see my child's face, they're not gonna look like that when they come out. This honestly looks like an alien. I won't be able to see through my child's skin. So it's like, just do what you can, dude. And, you know, still won't play the heartbeat. But I'm just going off that I can feel the baby kicking and that he's measuring good. And which our due date is July 13th, which they also never specifically told us. It's been on a paper, but that's about it. So finally, he just gave us a paper and he's like, come back in 3 weeks for your other scan. And I was like, you know what? I'm going back home to America. I'm not coming back here. So thank you so much for your time. I've seen you way more. He knows my name. Like, I don't know if he's just really good with names, but he knows my name. He just types it in the computer. Don't have to tell him. Don't have to be on any sheet. He just knows it's me, the American, the annoying American. Then on Google Translate, he told me my son's stubborn. Yeah, thank you. It's really nice of you. I'm like, yeah, stubborn boy. So that has been my experience with doctors. I have one more doctor's appointment before I leave, and I just cannot wait. I still won't be excited to go to the doctors because I, again, don't like the doctors, but at least I'll be able to understand what they're saying. I will be able to ask questions. Those are my stories. Maybe I'll make another story about how pregnancy in the first trimester is the worst thing that has ever happened to me, and probably to Zach. I was not prepared for the first trimester. It was a doozy, and I'm feeling better now, but boy, it was not easy. So maybe I'll make a video. This is super long already, but these are stories. If Mom, you're watching this, you know, the only one watching this, I think Shelly will watch this because she loves me and loves my stories. So I've said so like 30,000 times. It's time to go. Zach's taking a nap. I think I may join him. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.